My name is Mario Acevedo Torero. I'm one of the original muralists that started this movement here at Chicano Park, and but actually I was one of the actual taking over the park on April 22nd, 1970. I was here. We were part of a group called Toltecas en Aztlán, who had already taken over a building in Balboa Park, the Ford building, in January 1970. And after just a few months of us setting roots there to create the Centro Cultural de la Raza in Balboa Park, in April we heard that there was a gathering of people here, the community, because we heard they were going to put a police station. So we came and we picketed and we revolted and took over this land here, and we knew from the beginning that we were going to do murals on them. But it took still 3 years, from 1970 to 1973, for us to finally put the first strokes at a mural called The Return of Cesar, located at the edge of the park here on Logan Avenue. We painted some murals, 73, 74, 75. And then in 78, we came back with a vengeance by doing what we call Muralthon, Chicano Park Muralthon 1978. And that's how we painted many of the pillars, which are big still, this size, and around 10, 12 of them we painted, because we camped out on here on the land for 20 days on April, from the 1st through that weekend of the 22nd for the Chicano Park Day. 8 years, 1978. And so I picked this pillar here, and I was working with a group of youth from Golden Hills, and I had promised them that if they helped me paint a mural, if we did together paint a mural in their barrio in Lomas in Golden Hill, that I would bring that group here to paint a mural at Chicano Park. They were very excited about it, and when the day came that we were going to start it, we didn't know what we were going to put on the wall. So we threw a vote on. Everybody had to say what they wanted on the wall, and we had a list of those things. Zapata, Huelga flag, Cesar Chavez, all sorts of Chicano power symbols, icons, logos. But one by one, this one won. The biggest votes for what we wanted on here was the Virgen de Guadalupe. That surprised me, because that wouldn't have been my first choice, because I'm still learning a lot about our culture. But today we realize how important the Virgen de Guadalupe is really in our history, for the fact that even Cesar Chavez carried it as part of their emblem in the Huelga, the Chicano flag, the Mexican flag, the American flag in La Virgen de Guadalupe, symbols of that union movement out of the fields. And so La Virgen de Guadalupe here had to have a special look. I felt that it was a new one, that we already discovered that the original Virgen de Guadalupe had to have been painted, perhaps even by a Spaniard, and it was a plot by the Spanish to domesticate the wild Indians, and so by turning them into religion a la fuerza, you turn into a Catholic or la muerte. Regardless, this was one way of doing it in a more compassionate way, by doing the image of La Virgen de Guadalupe, which then, you know the story, the legend of how that came out of Mexico, and how the Mexican-American Chicano roots of this area consider La Virgen de Guadalupe to be an extreme icon of peace and hope. And without planning it that way, this has become a sacred site. For the fact that in this community here, being poor, there's drama happening in many households. I mean, there were persecutions by the police, so family members going to jail, kids getting in trouble out there with the police chasing them. And so there was always something, paying the rent, getting a job. So one of those beautiful, hopeful things that happened was to take your 99 cents to the store and buying a candle, lighting it up and coming here and putting it down in front of the wall and say your prayer, get down on your knees, and your last resort is a miracle by La Virgen de Guadalupe. And it must have really worked because this became very popular. And as time went on, so many candles were surrounding it. And so when I paint now, after 35 years or so more, I feel the power, the strength of the surface of La Virgen when I paint, because I realize now it tells me that this surface of La Virgen has received so much beautiful energy and love from people that I believe that the surface has absorbed those vibrations of love that is impregnated now on the surface. So as I paint it and I make contacts with that, there is a conversation going on right now through La Virgen to the community in need of children crying, of children dying and their bombs falling on us on today, on the 16th of October 2023. The barbarism is still going on, while at the same time the beauty is arising. And you can feel that here at Chicano Park. Thank you very much. I'll come back to you. Amen.